maybe. I don't know. I have a good drawing of sweet potatoes and a... Hi, Magdella. Is there anything new with you? I know it's been like a couple of days, but I don't know. That's how I start sentences. There's... And a YouTube user said it with a hello, Charo. Hello, everyone. How are you doing today? Well, haven't said a swear yet in this stream so far, I think. You're saying we're timing this stuff now. Wait, wait, like timing, like how? Hey, Kai with the sliding in and some... Oh dear. I started this with a... I haven't put a swear in here, then you're like, Sebastian, please, right? Right. Oh, that's gonna be strange, but I can use new names when somebody asks. That's a skill that I have. Timing it with your RP time. Oh, I mean, what did you just start? Is it... Wait, what's the time slot like? Is it like the next couple of hours? Are you gonna be okay? I mean, you caught the secret Thursday stream, and so that's like a bonus sort of a... I don't know how am I trying to how am I trying to explain that? So I I have like a drawing of a sweet potato started. Hey, Widow Rars, I saw your post that you were gonna try to stream on Saturday instead. How you doing? I and hello to you, Nico Shushu. I haven't personally ooh, haven't started watching any new shows despite my resolution to binge something. When was the last time I said that? Day before yesterday? Yeah. Yeah, so I guess there was a whole day in there, but I did watch a movie with my peoples and YouTube user Sebastian Williams is saying I wish I could change my username, but Sebastian Williams user handle is taken. I where where is this going to go? Where can this go? Where do I even want this to go? There's because you're just saying just got done writing a magical system for an RP. The hubby is currently reading it. Ooh, okay, exciting. I get the updates almost happening. Honestly, I don't know what all I'm going to do today because I feel like I've sort of messed everything up and I don't know. I need to wash and then maybe nap and then maybe do some paperwork. I don't know about the nap part. I don't know where that's gonna take me. You're saying you're reading stuff, but I'm interrupting it. Well, I mean, would you like to would you like to, I don't know, share it to the chat or something, or is it like secret? And then Lotus with the subdogs. Hello to you. There's Widower saying I couldn't go live at school. Hopefully next Saturday. Hey. Well, I I hope that I'll remember because it seems like it'll be a long sort of a day. Hello to my mama. It's been 3 minutes since I started the stream. How are you? Please speak at a normal volume without identifying information or names, I guess.
Do you need peanut butter?
Thank you for asking, but I didn't brush my teeth yet, so I thought maybe it's gonna be a short stream.
Do you need gum?
Oh, I need to brush my teeth for real. Thank you for asking.
Hello to the universe of the YouTube. Goodbye.
Love you. I'll talk a little more later. Guest stars, and what was the rude language in the... Oh, there was subdorks, and that's a rude language. Oh dear, how extreme, how severe, and will you in fact like fight each other or something exciting like that if the language doesn't cease? Okay, so there's reading things that I wrote. Whoa, hello Zuri, hello. I couldn't remember if we've scared you off after the after the deleted stream, or if you showed up. You showed up for like one after that, right? Well, apparently we're getting politer than ever in the chat and things, and that's what's new. You have needles on you, but that's not ideal. Pine needles, I would hope that's the best kind of needle, but you'll still get poked. Then we can scroll down a little bit more. Noor has showed up. Noor X, hello, and a YouTube Ghostbot with some greetings, and a Marcel, hello to you. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. And I'm not used to the buttoned up politeness. What is the okay? So, what kind of question is appropriate to ask when somebody starts being overly polite out of nowhere? And I can't even agree that it has always been like that. Additionally, I have a little bit of a thing that's on my desk, and this is a separate thought. This sort of material, a big wet clump of this sort of flopped out of my jacket in a big bunch of shredded rags, and I thought it was broken. That was one of my favorite jackets, but I guess both parts of the jacket still seem to be intact except for the big wet shredded lump that came out of it. You're saying sewing needles. This, you've unlocked scary sewing. There's YouTube Ghost saying, "Who art thou? Where dost thou come from?" You thought this was an old fruit roll up that I just had on my table. You you have such faith in me, internet person. But I guess that makes sense that you would think that I would store nasty old food on my table because I haven't even introduced myself yet or something. Well, let's have an introduction. Apparently, sending just my wife gets filtered. Hey, Boombafo, here we are on Vertical once again. And, okay, YouTube Ghost, don't know if you're still here. You're asking where I come from. I'm from United States of America in the West Coast from Burgerland, Burger Country. That's how that goes. And there's, we're being advised not to mention pointy objects in the chat. How far can this go? Are you baby proofing the stream? You're asking if I snore. Probably yes. I haven't heard myself snore, but I think that I do. There's Lotus saying, is that actual bot or just part of the username? And oh my gosh. Oh, wait, okay. I'm not caught up with the chat, so like fast things are happening. Lotus, so Pumbaa there the other day, or I don't know, the other 2 a.m. on a Thursday slash Friday, I got to tune in for the secret stream and is saying hi from I don't know, Chicago or something, and I'm so excited to make new friends that I'm apparently getting married to. How wonderful. So you're talking about noodles. There's talking about onion and okay, so you made a mistake. Okay, funny things happening, and and we're being asked if we're Asian. Yeah, thanks for putting that in there. Do you have any sleep streams? Hey, honestly, I was thinking about taking a nap. What percentage is my battery at? It's at 40%. I was thinking about taking a little nap. I don't know if that's good or anything. Wait, are you trying to like find people who are snoring? Am I am I trying to indulge this? No, I mean, I mostly go on these live streams to like chat a little and say hi and things. And if I am snoring, the old honk shoe as it were, I don't know if that would fulfill what's going on. Puma saying, I had my first day of school today and it was amazing. How was your day? Ooh, I okay, so it's like the 1:26 in the afternoon in my time zone. Honestly, I've messed up my entire sleep schedule. For some reason, I stayed up with my parents watching a movie until 1 a.m. And that is nice, and I'm glad that I have parents as always. Whenever I think of something, I have to be glad about it. I don't know, there's a better way to finish that sentence. Okay, but hey, I'm glad your first day back is going good. I'm being asked if I speak French, and I don't. In fact, whenever somebody sort of dunks on the French as a joke, I laugh. I do laugh. You didn't go to school today, you were sick. I'm wondering about the benefits of calling out sick to things. Lotus is saying, that's absolutely my bad. Sorry, I thought you were a troll. I haven't detected trolling so far, and let's see if I catch up with the chat. Let's teach you French. Ooh. Of all the things to learn on Duolingo, okay, like that sort of app has really dissolved and whatnot, but and why do I keep using that as the word to mean like destroyed or disintegrated or gone to, are we still not swearing, gone to heck in a handbasket? And I I don't know, I tried learning Korean on there for a while, but I couldn't really find a consistent sort of motivation sort of thing. So you're talking about needles, you're talking about the host of the stream and the superior authority in this internet space. I suggest you to add rules. This is getting out of control. There are rules. Then you can suggest that I update you personally on the rules. And okay, what else am I looking at? Nico Chuchu is saying I have stuff to write. Okay, more like role play stuff to write with the okay. Sending encouragement. You're probably already gone. Okay, baguette language. You're saying we love French, and you like a video about ducks. Oh, that reminds me of I've gotten a cute keychain. I don't think I got to don't think that I got to like show that I have a cute keychain. This is not a duck, and it's not a video about duck, but I think as sort of a pond creature, frogs sort of remind me of ducks. And somebody called Took Too Much is here to ask what movie. I can't tell if you already left though, because I'm not caught up on the chat. But we watched the movie He's Just Not That Into You because mom saw me being like down and sad about existing on a dating app and stuff, and and trying to get to know people and all of that socializing. And so she had a movie from 2009 where it was like about all of the signs that someone is just not that into you. If the edit stopped by, I can say hey to you, though from the look of things you might already be gone. I can't tell when somebody specific has already gone. I'm talking about a great battle, and then you're saying your time zone that is 4:27. Oh my, I'm a full 2 minutes behind on here, and we had somebody famous in the chat, but I have we have lost everyone, and then I am being asked if I'm Chinese in the hidden messages. All right, so let's scroll on down to the bottom because I wanna see things like concurrently instead of just like straight up yapping. You have drawings all over. You're like, oh, if you. Okay, you don't strike me as somebody who is like old enough to get a tattoo, although physically anybody who has skin is capable of getting a tattoo. But would you get the official drawings tattoos on yourself when you are the age to do so? Would you do that? Okay, so Magdalena had asked how much would I have to donate to get the answer of the question, are you Asian? What I mean, you've already donated and you already know, and so where are we going with this? What are you trying to accomplish there? Okay, you love having a funny character to represent you online, and you're saying I'm sorry for suggesting rules, and there are already rules. I suggest you add them to the description of each stream, and also a list of censored words. I actually do have a list of censored words, and I you might actually be the only one able to find them. Um and that's super vague. That is super vague, but I I mean, I think the reason is self-evident, and I think maybe you would also know. Okay, we're talking about personas, the censored words, and swearing, and Sebastian, and oh dear, oh no, it keeps coming out the old username. Oh dear. Okay, you're talking about reindeer-themed characters. Ooh, a reindeer-themed, but not a persona. That could be just like a human in a reindeer outfit kind of a thing. And you're saying I need your answer. Name your price. What's the lowest unit of currency? You have a penny? You have a penny? And then I can answer questions about being Asian. Maybe I can even dive into the 23andMe and things. Okay, let's scroll on down, and finally, I am caught up in the chat once again. Oh my goodness. Everyone has wandered away to greener pastures, and that is something that I think about when I'm tired, and I guess I got 4 hours of sleep, and so that's why I'm not feeling up to myself. Okay, Lotus is saying that's a regular deer. Reindeer can shoot red nose lasers and destroy that truck, or just get ran over too. I think reindeer can be very big, can't they? Or is that the same as a caribou? I have access to the internet. I could look this stuff up. I simply haven't though. I simply wonder, and then I don't. They're very big. I feel like some of them would win against a car. Okay, there's talk of in for a penny, in for a pound. Sometimes I say in for a penny, in for a pounding when I'm leaving my esteemed comments on BL, and then well, that's already too identifiable. I mean, that website got taken down, but now someone's gonna find that probably. Okay, Williams saying Sharo, if you can do something, please. Some users in the chat are being mean to me. Wait, what's the what's the definition of the meanness? Because one of the rules that I have is that if you are both moderators, then you do have to fight each other, maybe to the death or to submission. I'm very sorry that I didn't make this rule clearer sooner. We've had this year for maybe we've had this rule for maybe a year. Oh dear. Am I gonna be okay to like leave the house today if I'm like tired and sleepy? I have no idea. Okay, so please endorse the final battle. Final battle endorsed. There's Boombafo saying I'm gonna make you a quesadilla. You know, you might be further away from Mexico than I am, but a quesadilla is tough to fumble. So that's very sweet and considerate. Thanks. I hope you enjoy it all the way over there. There's talk of getting wrecked and talk of asking for a quesadilla, and I won't engage in abusive behavior. That's a funny message to read right after I endorsed your death battle. Death battle. All right. And there can be stipulations other than death. If you would like to ask for a very large sum of thousands, maybe even $4,800 of money, then you could also do that to end the fight. You could come up with any other scenario to end the fight. Oh, bring some bets. We were trying to bring you back to life. Okay, is it abuse if it was arranged by the authorities? That might be fascism. I need to look that up too. Okay, first thing I'm looking up caribou. Second thing fascism. I'm gonna learn today. Oh, okay. So, chat with us is like a candy without sugar, spaghetti without sauce, a snowman without any Culver features, so it's just 3 white balls. This is really rough. This is really rough, you know? Oh, you can't even acknowledge the amnesia. What can we convince you that you have amnesia just because you're acting like you have amnesia? Okay, we can scroll on down to the bottom and we've reached this once again. Okay, so I can talk a little bit about the movie that I got to watch with both of my parents right up until 1 in the morning. And then for some reason, I stayed up until 4, probably because I thought I was gonna shower before I went to sleep. But like scheduling wise, maybe I should just like walk around greasy or something. And uh, why does this always happen to me? It's not that difficult to stay clean. It doesn't even take that long. This is probably why they name things like executive dysfunction. Okay, so Alistair appeared and said, "Hi, hello to you. Hope you're doing well. Hope your day is going fine." And Widow Raj is saying, "You guys are my therapy, but also the reason I go to therapy. Sort of a perpetual motion machine of profit or something like that." There's Emin saying, "Good morning, Habibi. Hello to you. How has your past few days been?" Oh dear, I'm having a hiccup. All right, there's Bumafo saying you should hit the yard and go to Benjamin City. I'm gonna Google that entire phrase, and if nothing comes up to explain this to me, I'm gonna be confused. Hit the yard? I'm on 4 hours of sleep, so I don't understand English anymore. Hit the yard meaning pen. I'm vaping. That's what that is. Okay, and go to Benjamin City. Okay, meaning, and is that a song on Roblox? That's the autofill that I'm getting. Okay, okay. Vape pen. I got those neurons connected in my head, and I got it. That part. Okay, and why? Okay, the front page of Google is explaining it to me like, hit the yard. This part of the phrase is less common, but it likely refers to a location or a general action that precedes using the vape. It is sometimes associated with a fictional place called Yodiland, which is internet slang for a place where people use cannabis heavily. I mean, it is legal around me. It is legal and stuff like that. I've had the opportunity and I'm like old and stuff too. I have the opportunity at any moment to get high as a kite, so legal style. But whenever I read about people using marijuanas and cannabis, I get really, I don't know, discouraged that the weak shit doesn't exist anymore. Sorry to swear on you, YouTube user Sebastian Williams, but I keep hearing about how things were more mild and pleasant. Oh, tender and mild, like baby Jesus. That's how marijuana was in the 70s, so I hear. And now everything is strong, ass blasting marijuana. I want that to be my first experience into a little bit of the leaf, a little bit of the green. I don't know. I don't think so. I don't want it to be very strong. I like when things are tender and mild like baby Jesus. Anyway, I haven't caught up on the chat anymore. Where are we? Where are we? 7, 8 hours of sleep. You're on 4 hours of sleep. Your package is coming tomorrow. You're okay with nothing happening, and you want 2026 to be a new year. Oh, everyone showed up on 4 hours of sleep. How many of you operate heavy machinery or a motor vehicle? Just sort of a show of hands. Any of you know how to drive somebody else? Okay, Light Flowerwork had stopped by to say BTS's new album is dropping on the 20th of March, so make sure to tune in. I know a BTS fan who is a doctor in the psychologies in the I know it's psy.d, and then you go in and you are clinical with people, but I 4 hours of sleep, can't remember anything, can't remember my name. I'm using this as too much of an excuse, too much of a crutch, but that's my dearest companion, who is not completely blood related to me, dearest companion on the earth, who is also a fan of BTS. So hopefully I'm going to be knowing about that when it drops also. Okay, so we scroll down a little bit more. We hope the best for 2026. You don't want anything to happen in 2026. Joe decides to sleep when I happen to roleplay, then go to sleep. It's a deliberate attack. I don't mean to. You're saying I'm like 30. How old are you? Old like me, wife? Oh, wait. And you're in this school. Are you going back to like college and things, or continuing college? I'm 26, but also in the college and things like that. RP privileges are being revoked, suggesting ways to fix the sleep schedule. Oh, hello to a Greg. And tender and mild sounds like crack. See, I haven't heard much about. I've heard a little bit about crack. One person that I've heard about it from is like, I don't do any after being peer pressured into it, because it made me sleepy. And then the other general internet consensus is that it gives energy. The substances, the snow and whatnot, to give energy, and so does that mean that the person who got like sleepy from using it is like probably neurodivergent and it worked like some kind of medications? Okay, suggestion to Satvia for your first time. Oh, wait, that was just like trending on Reddit. Wait, okay, are you still here? Alistair, I full on want to have a conversation about this. Alistair, oh my gosh. Not I haven't tried it. I've read a lot about it, that you turn into the moon for 225 years. And then but if it makes your experience of time feel longer, then is that a good retirement plan if you want to be retired for longer? I mean, it's also going to be weird and strange, right? It's going to be strange and uncomfortable. Okay, so this idea, credit to my little brother. I'm just terribly amused by this though, so I have to tell you my little brother's ideas about Sadvia. And so what if somebody took that on like their first time skydiving, and then it makes the experience of time feel longer, and so you're just sort of falling through the air skydiving for the entire, for whatever it feels like, hundreds of years. What if somebody did that? My first thought was like that should be your second time skydiving and your first time doing Satvia, so you know what to expect from one, but maybe the other, maybe you have a better chance of having like a good experience if it's your first time. I don't know. I'm not a scientist, and I don't, um, and I'm too straight edge to even speculate about anything. And then the other thing, so if this is like a retirement plan, then you should make the old people also skydive, and then give them the drugs, right? So, um, that's an idea that my genius little brother has had. Where are we in the chat? I've lost everything. Lodes is saying some hi, and then you're back in a second, then you're invisible. Don't reference violent shows in the chat. Some messages have gotten retracted. Oh my gosh, it sounds like it must have been really bad. Boombafo said, I haven't been in school since I was 16, got my GED, now I'm taking college courses. Oh, all right. Well, it gives me hope to like talk to somebody who's like on a similar sort of thing. I hope I can get my GED maybe in the next 3 months. Oh my god. I ah eh, I feel weird about it. It's impossible not to feel weird about it. It's I I know there's no way through it but to go forward and stuff, but okay, Magdala is saying I can teach you guys about addictions. I have secondhand experience. I'm an expert. Okay, love that. Love that. And so we're saying not the numbers. Alistair was saying hi. We don't accept a traveler here who's turning into the moon. Someone who did Satvia is turning into the moon. Am I almost and Sokka's GF? Okay, am I almost caught up? And you're rewatching Hell of a Boss, and you're talking about minions. And Alistair saying Satvia is a great first time for we just a gentle touch for your first time because all it will really do is make you relaxed. And honestly, just sleeping, it's the best for sleep. Ooh, I don't think I've had trouble sleeping unless I give myself trouble sleeping um, due to being on that damn phone, as it were, because that's what I do. I be on that damn phone, and still, I don't know. Maybe that's worth a try. So you're saying very heavy drug chat in here today, and we've got some more deleted message, and you're encouraging with the collage, and then who's reporting this shit to the authorities? You're saying I'm openly saying it because as a moderator in this internet space, I have the responsibility of transparency. Oh. Good luck reporting that to the authorities, huh? Because as a moderator, aren't you also complicit or something? I don't know. I love dramatics. I love over dramatics. The it's gonna be a rough day to get reported to the authorities, I guess. If I don't stream next time, you know where I went. Into the slammer. Slabam. So you're saying your tap water is not good right now, and I am not even almost caught up with the chat. You're saying if you could play that alien game the other day, that looked hard as fun. It would give me a stroke. You can 100% get your GED. Thanks for believing me. I'm encouraged by your tales of also getting the GED. Uh it's it's partially weird to think about because I just thought that life was gonna go so differently, but also I did not have like an internal locus of control like early enough whatsoever. If I ever get like privileged enough to like have a kid of my own, I hope I can tell the kid that like, hey, the teenage years are specifically, explicitly maybe a great opportunity to like do training wheels for adulthood and stuff, mostly paperwork, mostly the paperwork of adulthood. What if somebody like turns 18 and then knows how to like do all their doctor's appointments because somebody like took the time to introduce them to that like in a timely manner. I'm sure some people are getting that experience, but I just think of all the things that I wasn't ready for, and then I and then I just want the want the next generation to have it better, you know? Okay. So there's talk of not being an arc. The thing will be dicked once more. Give me time to prepare, and the fabled fight shall ensue. I'm excited for that. You're saying something's wrong with my tap water. I'm not a tap water expert, so I don't know how to help. And Ghost YouTube is saying, boo, hello to you, hello, boo. This is what he's saying. The authorities have hanged up the phone on me. They stated the actions described aren't considered a crime in and state. That's pretty rough when the authorities don't take you seriously. Okay, well, hey, that's pretty good. I've been accused of so many crimes on these streams. You know, letting a Tamagotchi die, eating eating a duck egg, and that's normal. Eating a duck egg, and a goose egg, various things, and so now I'm glad that we're getting like a third opinion, second opinion, all of that on this sort of thing, and we can have proof that none of this is actually a crime. We're good. You're asking if I have ADHD? That's a great question. I have no idea. Do I have ADHD? Okay, we're talking about taste, visual, or smell of Of which things? And Pumafo saying, I felt a huge sense of grief going back to school, saying goodbye to my old life, changing everything about my lifestyle. I was a FedEx driver for 5 years, happy to be working towards a new career. Oh, I have heard that, like, okay, is it only United States Postal Service workers that have, like, really good benefits, though? I, whenever I think about everything I've done instead of, like, actually locking in and, like, being productive in any capacity, I just I think things like, well, why haven't I had like 5 jobs by now? Wouldn't that have been a more interesting life? I don't know. I feel like some interesting things or have happened in my life, but not like things that enrich me as a person. I feel like I stayed stagnant, like being the same person, just sort of staring into a phone, getting lost on social media on every second that I can. And although I've had a great times like streaming and stuff these past couple of years, I I have progressed like a little bit. I've actually I progressed more than I ever thought I would last year. I it I still think I've wasted sort of a lifetime. I have sort of wasted a lifetime. Ooh, we're getting some other languages in here. And the suggestions to get things checked, and you were talking about wall cotton candy. Do you live in a finished house? A finished house? And then okay, I'm not caught up in the chat, but you had said I have a joke if you want. UPS is amazing, but FedEx is slave labor. Oh, okay. Well, I hope that can stick in my head and I'm gonna be um kinder to FedEx drivers. I wasn't mean to them before, but like when they like passed by on the street, I wasn't giving them cookies or anything, and I have cookies and extra sugar to share. Okay, that's concerning. You're saying life is like death except different. You're filtering your water. Okay, that's pretty good. And there's William saying, I'm so sorry, Jaro. It seems like you've been verbally harassed by an internet user. You haven't committed any crime. Even so, you're innocent and no proven guilty. Stay strong, Jaro. That's the most haunting thing you've said yet. Feel free to say it again because I'm very strong, and even if something is haunting, that doesn't mean I don't want to hear it again. Like some people will eat a spicy food, say ow, and then have another bite. I would like another bite of that. Wow, I haven't done anything wrong. Ooh, say that one again. Okay, so we're gonna scroll on down. Be careful with those individuals who want to see you fail. That sounds like it's from a motivational calendar, and I have a motivational calendar. That was a Christmas gift from my dear friend who has the doctorate in psychology and is a fan of BTS and all of that. Okay, there's ignoring things. Okay, may I ask YouTube user Williams to address low deaths in whatever capacity you see fit. This surely must be resolved. The only way to have a healthy interaction is to communicate through it, right? Okay, maybe not all interactions. Maybe communication is key to relationships. Oh, that was a good thing that happened yesterday. I got to communicate a little better. I didn't know this. I just found this out like last week. Apparently a relationship can be toxic if something bothers you and you never tell the other person about it and you just keep it inside, and then it turns into something, I don't know, resentment or like something like that. I thought that if I just like kept things that bother me inside where no one can see them and then never spoke up about them ever, I thought that wasn't being toxic. I thought that was peaceful, but apparently even if you don't like let your behavior change, even if you don't like take any of that out on the other person, you are still experiencing toxicity because of the way it's hurting you. I didn't know that. It sounds obvious once you say it aloud. And now I know that. That's so interesting, right? All right, we're gonna scroll on down. We're asking if I'm Asian, if I'm okay. Thank you for the second one. I need more sleep. I do need more sleep, but yeah, pretty much. Let's say that. So there's some Sebastians. Okay, and I guess you have to summon this user, this individual, by calling them Sebastian now. Okay, so dead naming in the big 26. Okay, and Pumbafo, I'm not caught up with the chat again, but you said feeling that you might have wasted a lifetime is a sign of your recognition of the value of time. I used to feel the same way, one step at a time. I'm gonna try to take that to heart and stuff. I I say things sometimes when people experience a birthday, like, this is the oldest you've ever been, but the youngest you'll ever be again. Appreciate your youth because this is it. This is it. Um, but nevertheless, I even though I make myself say that in an attempt to like remember it and maybe live by it, um, I don't know if it has altered my behavior or my level of appreciation for life and things like that. Okay, there's Widow Rar saying, I think I might go by she, they now. Matching pronouns, fist bump, some she, theys, That's every time I say the two of those pronouns out loud, I think of the, I don't know, stupid like pun joke, unsheathe that sword. I that was in a much better context that made me laugh and smile and remember it. But now I'm like saying, I'm like offering it before you like some limp, terrible pun, and I feel strange. Okay, so there's talk of mental stability and asking why we're worried. Okay, maybe we should establish a baseline for why we're worried about YouTube user Sebastian Williams. Okay, the baseline, we all believe that you have amnesia and a different personality. There's the baseline. No more questions. Let's operate from this baseline and progress onto a new part of the story because the asking why, it's fairly interesting. It's fairly in character, but we have to there's a new page to turn beyond this. Okay, what else are we talking about? There's talk of High Valen and um talking about AI. All communications should be through fierce combat. I did have some advice there, but it's good to have evil advice sometimes too. Okay. So a lot of things got deleted and I didn't. Okay, there's wanting to understand Russian language and Magdala saying, don't let the negativity get you. You're only I can be negative here. That's a me only thing. I sometimes when I talk about my life, um, I can't immediately tell when what I've said comes across as negative because it's just what I think about myself. That's a rough thing. Ah I was a little bit sad yesterday about the people that I'm trying to socialize with and my failure to communicate well with them and my um tendency to keep everything all bottled up inside. I was a little bit sad about that yesterday, but then I like was upfront and got some good communication in and felt much better after that because I keep assuming that these people like don't care enough to communicate, but they've like put in the time to try to get to know me too over these past few like months and things, and so I should have a little bit more um faith in trying to ask other people to communicate about things that I value, I guess. Ah, ah, it's it's like I am able to like pin down and identify things that make me feel unwanted for sure. Okay, so you're talking about negativity and then the Russian language, and then Valen says, "Can you make me a mod?" You came to the right place to ask. It takes a minimum of saying hi for like 3 months and also being involved in conversations. So okay, nickname list is growing. Sadly, you can't just become mods. Widow Rush, you became a mod last time. I guess that's also true. Okay. Okay. The trust it. She's saying it takes years of training. Oh, damn, I should have maintained the mystery instead of just coming out and saying, like, stick around for 3 months. Okay. You're saying I'm in a one-on-one stream. Cool. Okay. There's some checkmate atheists, and then you're saying 5 months. Yeah, I'm okay with 5 months. Yeah, you know what? Honestly, let's extend it to 5 months because it was suspicious of you to come in here and just ask right off the bat. Okay, so I'm trying to scroll on down, and catch up in the chat, and there's some watch your mouths going on. You're saying this is not a day one trip. Okay, so let's find the bottom of this chat and see people. You're trying to make a Guinness World Record for most mods. I mean, does the website matter? I don't know if you're still here, but does the website matter? Because some subreddits, some places on Reddit, they just let you in if you ask, apparently. I found that out. I don't know if I had like a good enough track record on that account. That they just decided to let us in, but that was good. Okay, so I'm seeing some of the hidden/removed messages from Pumafo. I'm the you the something is strange there. Something is strange there. I Oh my gosh. I'm concerned for you. I'm concerned for you, Pumafo. I am concerned for you. Okay, we're gonna keep on scrolling down. You're saying 5 months is uneven. Let's do 6. You know what? Yeah, let's pump that up to 6. I take 0 convincing on any of this. Greg saying, can I be a mod? I promise to only ban half the chat when I feel like it. You know what, Greg? You have actually been here, so let's do this in like real time. Let's standard sort of a moderator. Now I've seen the message. Liz, that seems like a trustworthy kind of Greg. There's every time I add another person as a moderator, I'm like, there's no way that this can go wrong. This checks out. I don't even honestly the intention since nobody since only the regulars showed up for the horizontal streams for the longest time ever, the it was never really intended to be like a thing that can be lorded over other people, but then like in the dynamic of the vertical stream it changes because random people wander in. Okay, half a year, and then talk of the abusing power versus the language versus the everything. Okay, so there's YouTube user Sebastian Williams and Valen getting auto filtered. Look, ideally, I yeah, sure, yeah, I want to say you can say that. It's not like targeted toward another person. You're just sort of like hitting the button to swear. Okay, then I'm up. Okay, and Sebastian Williams had said, I'll take a moment to say, this is a great community. I really appreciate you for having me here. We still need to improve our language and behavior, but we're headed the right way. Okay, the main way that I want to improve my language, I want to learn another language, maybe 2 of them. I would like to learn Tagalog. So if you can help me with that, then I would deeply appreciate that, and then that would be the language improvement that I'm really getting on, because I have some of the learning materials, but I don't do it ever. Additionally, if you don't have the learning materials, I'd be down to learn Spanish, because that one's pretty common and stuff. And then sometimes I did try to make a start with Korean. Okay, there's Pomifo saying, I only want to be the moderator of your heart. I don't know what that would mean and what that would entail. That's a fun sentence to say, though. Oh my gosh, zingers out here. That's okay. Then there's some streams in a row. Okay, so Valen had said a couple of things, and you're talking about speaking fluent Spanish, and Widow Rars is like, coming on back, and you're trying to keep some common decency. This is honestly, with this amount of moderators, it honestly kind of now feels like a weird loose democracy without a proper structure, where it is sort of power to the people, but the people are not governed by each other per se. They're just sort of, it's just sort of a first come first serve basis for governance. Okay, so you're saying okay, there's the opportunity to teach the mother language, and you're saying mi esposa. Oh my gosh, fluent Spanish is that real? Okay, that's how fun. I I I get really self-conscious about what my accent is inevitably gonna sound like when I try to learn languages, but I know that part of the problem when learning a language is being really self-conscious about it, and that's why people speak better at anything when they're drunk. So I mean, I don't get drunk due to not drinking, but I I can act drunk anytime that I want, which I feel is equally powerful. Anyone want me to dance on a table? I'm down for that. I will do anything on a dare I want to say. So, you're talking about be not corrupted. I can barely speak English. Rules are rules, and you're getting blocked for a little while. And I have a small one is saying, hi, bro. Hello to you too, bro. Hello to you. I haven't caught up on the chat, so I'm reading messages very, very late. Swearing out of your cheeks will get you blocked for a bit. Am I the only one without being a mod? Okay. So we're we're sort of first come first serve, making some rules here, and you're saying you weren't a mod for ages. I'm the only not mod here. It had to be someone very cool. Okay, so getting wrecked. Welcome to your third day of being a moderator. Widow, you win nothing. I don't know. I could draw a little prize. What sort of prizes do I have around me? I almost offered the frog keychain, but I it was really expensive, so I'm gonna hold on to that. So oh yeah, let's make a heart shape. Let's make a Okay, interesting. None of there's Pumafo saying, "Shall I request sole permit holder swearing indefinitely and protection from this Gestapo moderator of free speech? Thank you for requesting all of this. I I not to be a sensitive Sally, but slurs make me genuinely uncomfortable, but all other swears are fine by me. Okay. Um I that sounds fine to me, honestly. This is weird and this is hypocrisy, but that's that's how it is. Okay, so there's a lot of mods happening, and Campbell saying, "Do you like fighting when you're drunk?" See, I don't know. Maybe I should actually get drunk just one time. I keep meeting people who are genuine alcohol enthusiasts. That's like some of the only people that I know in person in my town are like they like to like test out the taste. They have like preferences and things like that. And I guess that's not too uncommon when people are adults, which I also am. But I it is a little bit I don't know, peculiar to try to genuinely make a connection and have conversations with them. I don't know what kind of a drunk I am, but I guess I'm down to see what getting drunk is like once. I mean, I already suffer from like bad um not stretching or working out. I suffer from not stretching or working out. So the body that I'm in already does not always feel that good. So I can't imagine that adding a hangover to it would be very nice. Okay. So we're gonna scroll on down. There's Ricky Williams saying we have a zero tolerance policy against swearing. This is the last stream which will allow to an extent. I'll make sure you have safety measures for future streams. You're going to make sure. How are you going to make sure? What is going to happen? Oh my gosh. Okay. And Campbell is apparently crazy for that. Okay, cool. And there's some Sebastians happening. Valen had a question, and Magdala says I need to be able to say frick without being banned. Surely frick isn't even a swear, right? You could say frisk like Undertale. It would sort of really greatly amuse me if I had like a list of swears that are not really swears. If I said frisk Undertale every time I'm trying to say fuck nuggets. Anyway, so let's scroll on down. And there's putting off the stream, being out here saying I'll limit to one slur per day. Oh, okay. This is truly a lesson every time in socializing. You can't control other people, especially slurs McGee. Okay, so we're gonna keep scrolling on down. The word you use is also rude. Oh no. Okay, how do we prevent our language from being so rude? And Logan is chiming in to say what's so funny, but I'm not caught up in the chat, so probably you're already gone. Okay, we're gonna keep going through, and we've gotten the suggestion to play GTA 5. We've gotten some goodbyes, and then there's holding Monopoly over the swears. It's important to assert yourself. Honestly, that's pretty good. Okay, so Magdala giving us some parody, some snowflake over here. You don't want slurs to be used. What a liberal. Thanks for the parentheses. This is a joke because honestly, the what is that called? The Overton window has moved so far that you don't know what's real anymore. Or no, it's not the Overton window. What term was I thinking of? What term am I not thinking of? On 4 hours of sleep. And there's Logan saying you're looking everywhere except chat. Yeah, no wonder I'm so behind on the chat. Okay, there's talk of don't use rude language or report to Jaro, and you have your mod status revoked if you continue with that behavior. I'm from Chicago. Don't make me come get you. Oh my god! No! I does being in the cold make people Do you think being in the cold weather makes people like more rigid? What am I trying to say with this? What am I trying to say with does it make people okay, I'm trying to think of like cultures in warmer areas versus cultures in colder areas, and the ones in warmer areas, they strike me as being next to the beach and so therefore more chill. And then when you're in the cold you don't chill. This is more of a complete thought. I swear it is more of a complete thought, but I don't have any of it right now. All right, so we're gonna. There's you're the state appointed swearmonger, and that's excellent. And we're gonna keep on scrolling on down. YouTube is saying, "I'm sorry for oversharing, but I am crying right now. Please, let's be a nice community." Ah, this is heartbreaking. I mean, the entire strange arc of YouTube user Sebastian Williams' normalcy is also very alarming. But oh dear, that's perfectly heartbreaking. Can I send you tissues to dry your eyes? Don't be a birch tree. Oh, is that's the only path forward, bullying. Oh no, oh dear. Someone has to play the villain. Oh, this is very dramatic. Is this the only way forward? You're saying, how can some people be so heartless? I hope you can all find the right path in life. Never it's too late for a change. Oh, I can barely even stomach a parody of bullying, if that's what it all can be. Well, how will you make it out of bullying? What will you do? What can happen? Well, I is it unfair to reframe it that this is sort of bully versus bully since there's nothing inherently wrong with swears and rude language. I actually have argued this unironically. Sorry to break out of that. I have actually um argued to my mother. Okay. That's it's I it doesn't there's no benefit in admitting it, but I guess it is part of a conversation. I oh Sometimes my mom discourages me from swearing about sensitive topics, but then I genuinely think that there are um, topics that like warrant swearing. Like if something is more extreme and worse and more terrible than bad language, then I then then it seems like besides the point to get hung up on rudeness when something even worse has happened. I I think I think probably I have like inadvertently like sworn in her vicinity while talking about like a absolutely heinous politician or something, and then she tried to like discourage me from using the swear, and then I'm talking to her like, well, an actual atrocity has taken place, so what actually is the point here? Anyway, I'm in a reverie of all of this, so I'm now I'm now not caught up in the chat. You're saying the cold made me sturdy like an oak wood armoire. Okay, okay, nice. And then there's talk of oversharing and things that are being eaten up. You ate a date. You're eating dates, and then Juan Luis showed up. Hello to you. Hello to you. This has been this has been sort of a chaotic conversation. It's going to be shorter than one of my regular streams. How are you today? The topic can be whatever you like it to be, and I shall try to respond. There's Loda saying, please play Megalovania in my funeral. Ooh, I wonder if I have a good Megalovania sort of remix in my, what is this? In my watch history or something. I don't know. We could get a normal Megalovania up in here. We could get one. And then there's Sadie Williams saying, your mother is right, Cheryl. You should listen to her. Language is very important. It's the way we connect with other people. If you use bad language, you're opening your connection to bad actors. I disagree with this strongly and completely on principle. Oh my goodness. If you have in fact started this as a bit, it's completely ironic that you're gonna coax something genuine out of me. I don't believe that swearing has correlation with being a bad person. However, I do believe that swearing at another person, as in like with intention to harm that person, and talking about them and their character. I think that kind of person is harmful to be around if there's not like some kind of, if it's not part of like some kind of pre-established banter that everyone is explicitly or deeply implicitly, I guess, okay with. I Because I don't know, my worldview on this is admittedly shaped by watching a lot of Jacksepticeye as a teenager and just being like, well, here's this Irishman who fucking swears a whole fucking lot, you know? And and he's clearly a decent enough fellow, a stand-up enough person, at least as a public figure, donating to charity and whatnot. That's pretty good. Um, you can't really know anyone, any public figure, anyone online. You can't really know who they are as a person. You don't know them, you haven't met them. But from the look of things, from to the best of my knowledge, he seems like a stand-up sort of person, you know? And so my mom was raised in a different context, probably one where swearing at a person was sort of an indicator that you were about to receive physical violence. That was probably more of the context. I I should probably ask specifically. I think I did ask once, but I think it is important to distinguish because and important to respect people who see it as an indicator of physical violence that is about to occur. Because if somebody doesn't want you to swear around them specifically, because it's sort of triggering or whatnot, I think that is easy enough to respect. And the this would sort of logically sort of conclude that the fact that I'm not directing any swears at you personally, Sebastian Williams, and that I am unable to do physical violence to you under my own reasoning just now, that would justify the usage of swearing. And I don't know, that it feels, I don't really even want to justify it that hard, but I do actually believe it like that. All right, so we're talking about some Hermione's special victims unit. You're giving us some you're giving us some show intros. Oh my goodness. Okay. So there's talk of not profaning the name, and then you're consuming objects of importance, and then you're talking about Chara Undertale. There are yummy ways to satisfy your hunger, and you need them now. And then we talk about Jacksepticeye I mentioned, and then there's YouTube user Sadie Williams saying, I'm starting to notice that I'm on the wrong side of the internet. I will try to fix you all, but I am starting to fear that I won't be able to. And through, I guess, logic and reason. No, what am I? What am I? Some kind of debate, bro? No, I'm not. No, but I miss you and I want to fix you too. We can have a big old drama here. YouTube user Sebastian Williams. All right, was having some white. Would Chara do this? And Greg saying you can't be fixing your program to be perfect. And and have we finally caught up with the chat where we have dealt too many runes? You're saying this is not a place for me. Oh, was this all was this all a sort of was this all like a big sort of theatrics to let us know that you're gonna be leaving the streams and not being a regular anymore? Because that is pretty memorable, and life does move on, and I was expecting it. I was expecting it sometime. Um, I shouldn't say too many things when I'm low on sleep, but I mean, naturally, the nature of trying to do something regularly within a finite lifespan, it is going to end eventually. So if this was your elaborate way of saying goodbye, then that's going to be very memorable indeed. It's gonna make the laughs that I had about the bit that has been going on, it's gonna make them a tiny bit less funny. Because I'm gonna be like, I'll miss you, but it will be very memorable, and I will get over that. All right. So you're talking about eating stuff and you can't fix them, and you're catching a flight, a flight, and the feelings. Everyone's catching the feelings out here. It's about to be February. It's about to be Valentine Day. The flight though, where for? Where are we off to? Okay, then there's Greg becoming a mod like 2 seconds ago. What else am I looking at? And Lotus is saying you're going to bed. Okay, you lose Lotus privileges. I'll never exist again. No. Wow, what kind of incredible fight is this? I mean, sweet dreams. I mean, what does this mean? And Magdala is saying, okay, actual advice from a dumbass. Don't feel like others judge you because you act like yourself without actually affecting others badly. Swear as much as you want. Act like yourself. Who cares? If they try to fix you, get out of here. No, that's well anyways. And then Pumaphil's saying, I'm taking you to Niagara Falls for Valentine's Day. You know, I was already sort of suspicious of hikes due to the thought of being, I don't know, dumped like as a body on the side of the road or something. It feels like a little bit suspicious to me. But Niagara Falls, that's gonna be really stunning, but also does okay, I haven't been there before, so that's exciting to think about going there in any capacity. I should I should try to travel on purpose this year. I should try to go places. My mom's always trying to rack up flight miles. It's very ridiculous to me. Okay, so what else is happening here? Um, oh yeah, I think I would be afraid to go to Niagara Falls, like to meet anybody for the first time, because what if they throw me in the water? That'd be kind of funny. Be a little hilarious. I wouldn't laugh. I'd be like naturally, but that would be a little bit frightening. All right, there's 50 minutes saying life indeed moves on, Joro. We all walk toward the same future. People changes, people go away. We can't change that. I won't go. I won't give up on you. You all deserve salvation too. The feeling is mutual. Get ready to be salvaged, I guess. Okay. Riddle Raj is talking about you need to sleep. Not yet, though. There's some goodbyes to Lodes. Hi, are you homeboy? Says Rasty. I would like the option to be homeboy whenever I want, but I don't even know if I would be able to handle being homeboy. I don't know. I think best I can do is non-binary. All right, there's Pumafo saying, I'll let you hold my emotional support pew pew so you can feel safe. I can. If I'm frightened while walking up to Niagara Falls, one of the tallest wonders of the world, I can perhaps shoot it. I can perhaps threaten it with fire. That's the funniest goddamn thing I've ever heard. This is marvelous. All right. So we're asking some how old are you? We're having the answer of the 26, and you're saying, and am I Asian? Ah, maybe, yeah. That's some good finishing questions to end up on. Okay, you're asking, and please do not ask personal questions online. The few times that we've gotten weirdly personal have either been the most frightening times of a stream or some of the most heartfelt times of a stream, and not knowing which end it's gonna fall on is a little nerve-wracking every single time. Okay, there's Magdala saying, I've actually met some people who think they'll save me. That's self-righteous bullshit. It angers me the most. Fuck off, I don't need your help. Honestly, I feel like that's I feel like more than one viewer who's found this channel has, I don't know, ended up with that sentiment. I think I talked to the dear Australian friend King Hijinks a couple of times, and that was the sentiment. Okay, Magdala saying, I'm mad over William's new self. This is not great. What can we do? Can we try to win one debate per day? We could have one to win and then one that's more frivolous, one that's more like, do you prefer oranges or lemons? And then one that's like, could you come around on the perspective of swearing being an indication of moral character? Because I doesn't it depend? Can't I even get a little bit of that it maybe depends a little bit? Well, so what do you say of YouTuber Jacksepticeye? Oh, Sebastian Williams. What do you say of this person who's donated all this stuff to charity and tries to be kind and decent to people who need him. What do you say of a person like that? Does that person need salvation? Oh, how upsetting! How confusing! Oh no, is this full on Christianity? Can we get? Do you only have Christianity, or can I like shuffle? Can I shuffle? Do we have a little bit more options? If we have like a allergy or something, can we get more than one of these? All right. So, wonderful saying made you laugh. The day has been made. ah, ah. It's good to come on here and smile because I still don't know how badly I'm gonna mess up my day because I'm not taking good care of myself. I am not taking good care of myself, but I still want to have a decent day, a good day. Instead, I'm getting like a bunch of dry skin on my face, and I don't know, it feels weird, and it is weird. All right, there's Widow Ross saying, I don't believe in Jesus. Please respect people religion. I feel like that should be an important thing to say too. I got sort of a Gianmarco Scorsese. That's the comedian's name, right? Got a Gianmarco YouTube short recommended to me where he was like, we should be able to opt out of astrology and being into astrology, just like because it's not regular, at least where he's from, at least um to tell people that they need some Jesus at the start of a yoga class, but it is normal to like get comments on their astrology. And 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 as somebody who is like a little bit frightened of astrology and star signs and all of that, and whenever someone brings it up and like tries to ask what sign I am, I want to answer, well, I'm the good sign. I'm not the bad sign. I'm the sign that you like. Don't even worry about it. I'm the sign that makes me good and nice to talk to, and you like talking to me. And that's my sign. So I don't know. So we're gonna keep on scrolling. Kai is saying, "How big are your feet? Should I go for it? Should I go for foot reveal, or is my I don't know. My toes are not like moisturized at this time. Although I've been trying to moisturize more often. Been trying to have some damp and moisturized toes because I'm in the desert, and they have not been. They've been like cracked and dry apparently, and I didn't know that they weren't supposed to have all of those little white lines on them until I like put some lotion on them, and that's how they're supposed to be. Didn't know. All right, you're saying the feet is a feet long, a 12 inches, as it were. Oh, great. So you're saying in your head and heart we are. I don't know. I'm kind of down to like make some bad life decisions. Okay, I'm down to make some mid life decisions. I would want like a really good prenup agreement, but I could be married for a second. You wouldn't do like a Vegas shotgun wedding. I know you've been in like two streams and 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 we know nothing about each other, but I just think it would be interesting to have been married at some point. I don't know. I just think of like how little I've done things in life, and I just sort of want to like get some experiences in there. Of course, like breaking any experience down to the bare bones of it, I don't know if this would be any different than just meeting someone, than just like a regular meeting someone that I don't know, because all socialization is very strange to me after being in the house for 14 years. So yeah, okay, anyway, I don't know where I was going with that. Let people say what they want to ask, and we're gonna believe. Okay, the Jesuses are gonna believe in you. Okay, that's fun. Okay, you're saying you don't have a religion. Your parents do, but you don't. And you're saying you're a Leo, but your name is not Leo. But Leo is a name, and it means lion, right? All right, we're gonna be rage baited and rage from within. Foot reveal is crazy. And asking about debatable hypotheticals, but now I'm so far behind in the chat that I don't even know where we are on all of this. Okay, you advise against revealing your feet online. That's a bad idea. Please take the right decision. I gotta shave my legs first because if you're getting foot, you're getting ankle. And I don't know, let's make it all pretty. I don't know. I have some eczema. I actually do have some eczema. So what's going on my arms, which is the best place to show it. I don't know if you can see like how bumpy the little arms and stuff are. Everyone in my family, immediate family, has bumps on the upper arms that I know of. My little brother and my mother, and then my dad. I don't know if I have looked at his forearms intently, but basically I grew up thinking that it was normal as like an anatomical trait for everyone, absolutely everyone, to have like some little bumps on the arms. Apparently that counts as eczema, but then I've seen other people with worse eczema, and I think to myself, maybe I don't have eczema at all. Maybe I just have normal arm bumps. Anyway, let's keep on going. There's Pumbaa saying, I saw God while tripping on 5 tabs of acid. Chill being. I think I would do acid. Should I make that a resolution this year? I don't know where I would find acid though. Yeah, let's keep on going. There's Greg saying, if a computer could show you when the world would end at the press of a button, would you press it? I guess I would really deeply expect it to be a billion years from now when the earth is consumed by the sun, right? I would expect that, but what if there were some kind of parameter? What if the computer showed me when my world was going to end or when the world as I know it was going to end, and then it said, well, your world is going to end in 5 minutes because you're not going to be the same person by that time anymore, you know? All right. So let's talk of do anything Sebastian tells you not to, and Pumafo saying we don't have to involve the state. Love is between people, not governments. I'm learning so much about you all the time. And you know what? That probably works out because I'm 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 in some kind of a bizarre polycule, losing my voice as I drop some lore. How about it? All right. Life goals are happening. You would press the button. Okay. I figure like if it's a world end, okay, if the computer tells me when the world is going to end, would it also tell me if I'm going to survive that? Because if I'm not going to survive that, then it doesn't matter. That's just good to know or whatever. But if I was going to survive that, that would be deeply unpleasant, and I guess I would want to prepare to the best of my ability. 2029. You press the button and it told you 2029. Ooh, that's a doozy. That one sucks. All right, we're talking about eczema, and you also have eczema, and you were asking if I'm a fan of the Owl House, but I was behind on the chat, so I couldn't read that as it was happening. And yes, but also I feel like I should rewatch that more, like when I need a comfort show. But yeah, there's some reactions to the Owl House on this channel, and some little fan content on the shorts. Felicity Williams is saying, I'm very concerned about your safety, Jaro, but there's nothing I can do to protect you if you're taking all sorts of bad decisions. This makes me want to cry. Oh, how very incredibly empathetic of you. Would you also like to get married? Oh no, okay, no. This okay. This is okay. I should not burst into laughter after asking more than one people to get married and things like that, because it's very rude. First of all, it's very rude, and I should be more considerate of people's feelings. But second of all, there's funnier things to think about. Okay, things that were normal. Yeah, you used to think eczema was normal. Yeah, there's Magdala saying, I was gonna talk about my dating stuff, but there's too many strangers to tell your fault. Yeah, I think this has been pretty much almost enough of a stream. I have enjoyed chatting. Very exciting and very interesting, and hopefully next time I can bring more art updates in this sort of sweet potato drawing that I'm trying to get through, because I have a good sweet potato and then I have the bad first try sweet potato, which looks like it looks worse. I'm trying to put it on a face. I think I messed up the coloration of that totally, and I think I tried to talk about that last time or something like that, but I still haven't gone very far with that, and maybe that's something I would like to do and accomplish. All right, there's Labubu, LB. What does that mean? Asking if this is a boy. Labubu, did you go? Did you go already? I could tell you my gender. If you Labubu, if you just stay for a little bit longer, then we can tell you all of the gender. Have a little bit feet reveal. Oh, what am I saying? I'm too tired. I'm too tired for feet reveal. All right. So stop playing with the baby. Okay. There's some highs going on, and Susie Williams saying marriage is a serious life decision, Jaro. It's a sacred contract between two souls and God. And it was pretty undeniably like a, oh man, you're gonna see my dry skins, but it was pretty undeniably sort of a economical sort of thing in many parts of history, right? I mean, if you're gonna start talking about marriage, can you at least talk about the entire history of marriage? Oh dear. Yeah, okay. Would you mind adding some more things to your moral system other than the hyper Christianity? Because I think as a Owl House channel, we have a lot of um we have a lot of we have a lot of um homosexuals with religious trauma, and that's how we've ended up on this side of the internet. If you could mix something else into your moral context, moral code for all of this, I'm sure that would be greatly comforting for everyone involved. Just sort of diversify it up in here. You will beat Williams up after the stream. Some of us ask nice, some of us ask not so nice. As it goes there. All right, you just told your mom about my Essa. Wait, like the eczema. I'm so sorry if I'm not remembering Essa and what that may be. I'm trying to like an essay, like a every student succeeds act, like a no child left behind act. Well, how are you? Valen is back as well, and I think we are about to end this stream off. And Magdala saying, "Please, Williams, I'm getting uncomfortable with the religious stuff. Heard that a lot in the family. Not really even with it. Yeah, I just it's there's ways to have a really fun conversation, but I guess that this is I it's I guess I'm open. I literally, not to be too genuine out here, but I literally am always open to discussing altering behavior and doing right by people. Um, like from a secular perspective. Um, and and I do want this channel to be a place where people can just sort of engage with each other in that way. Oh my gosh, wait, okay, if I've wanted anything for this channel all this time, I know I've been like really loosey-goosey about everything that goes on here, just sort of vibing, but do I actually want this to be like secular on purpose and specifically for the purpose of being like LGBT inclusive and things? Because hey, like might as freaking well, might as well. If you want to be exclusive, there's buildings for that, and they're tax exempt. There's buildings for that. All right. There's Val's saying, you know what Mesopotamia means? Because I do. I think my I think I have someone obsessed with Mesopotamia, or was that Minoan? Okay, no. Okay, the obsession was Minoan stuff, not Mesopotamian stuff. Okay, and that's a different one. Okay, emotional support stuffed animal. Okay, that's fun. And then you're saying that the deeply sorry. We got serious for a second there. I wasn't expecting that in all of this. I wasn't expecting that. And Pumafo saying, when will my life come back from the war this time? But his wife come back from the war, and that's a fun typo. Okay, so there's some sincere the apologies, and you're saying, do you know what Mesopotamia means? Because I do. Am I reading that right? It's an ancient civilization, right? It is an ancient civilization. All right. Okay, there's Lady Williams saying, I must clarify, when I refer to God, I refer to the flying spaghetti monster. I'm a follower of Pastafarian. I hope you can all understand and accept. I think that's a beautiful place to end off this shorter than usual stream. I think that's a wonderful place. I will attempt to okay, and you correct me if this is if this is not the right phrasing for your religion, but I will genuinely attempt to connect to the noodly appendage of your Lord. I will attempt to understand this this perspective because because if something is not being pushed onto you necessarily, it is easier to try to make a genuine effort to understand it. And what can I say? As a fan of pasta, I'm already predisposed to try to understand the flying spaghetti monster's noodly appendage. So we're gonna close out of this, and we're gonna try to not have the sauce. Oh dear. Oh dear. You're saying it means the land between two rivers. Okay, so not just the ancient civilization. I surprisingly, strangely, I'm also gonna miss you too, Pumbaa Foe, even though it's been two streams and I don't usually attribute missing someone to such a short contact, but you know what? This has been fun, and you're not liking the tomato sauce, and we are ending the stream in fact. So thank you for being here, and I shall see you next time. Ah.